Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and right now I'm joined by a happy man, UFC lightweight Terrance McKinney, who's coming off of his first round win over Erick Gonzalez this past weekend at UFC Vegas 59. How's it going, Terrance?
I'm doing great, man. It's been an incredible weekend, just all the way through. Had my baby got the dub, so yeah, God's great, man.
I was about to
I was
say a hell
about
of
to
a
say a hell
weekend.
of a weekend.
Hell of a weekend. It was intense, that's for damn sure. A lot in the back of my head, so yeah, very, very happy with my performance to look that good with all that pressure on me.
And congrats on
And
your baby
congrats
boy
on
as
your baby.
well. The family doing okay? Everybody good?
Yeah, everyone's great. Now I'm about to get some food and just enjoy some time to myself, sleep.
Yeah, I got you, man. And a lot of fighters I've talked to, once they have children, it seems like they talk about this new kind of motivation that they have in terms of providing for their family and all that. Are you feeling that already?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling that already. That's why I got a strength and conditioning coach, Bill Memory now, and I'm making sure I'm championship level every fight, ready to go 3 rounds or five if need to be.
That's awesome, man. And what's going on there in Spokane and Warrior Camp? Is there something in the water? What's going on with all the success you guys have had?
I think it's just God blessing all of us. You know, once someone God's blessing someone, it just falls everywhere else. You know, it's just like a ricochet effect, and I see that happening in my gym. It's because we're all helping each other and we're all holding each other accountable, and we're really just like I said, no one's out here doing 10 round sparring. We're really working out here different.
That's awesome, man. And let's talk a little bit about your fight against Erick Gonzalez. You get the first round submission. Talk to me a little bit about your performance, and did anything about his approach surprise you at all?
Okay. Just how he was just blocking a lot and not being as aggressive as I thought he was. He was picking his shots a little bit better, not as wild. Um, and he took some good shots, way more impressive than I thought he would take.
Yeah, because he has a bit of an unorthodox style, right? He comes out aggressive, like you mentioned. Do you feel like that your speed and that your approach to the fight kind of gave him issues pretty much right from the get-go?
Exactly, because he wasn't expecting me not to. He thought I was gonna come in crazy, but I was taking baby steps, really just being smooth and calculated the whole time. And I showed my involvement, the way I evolved through the sport from that loss. And I told people they're gonna see it's gonna look like a veteran fighter out there, and I think I showed that.
And I feel like one thing that really stands out about you is obviously your striking. But I remember the last time you and I talked, we talked a little bit about your high school wrestling background. Do you feel like your grappling gets overlooked at all and kind of gets thrown to the wayside in terms of after all these knockouts that you've had?
I think so because every time I shot, no, like you see it, it's clean. I was taking down Judober easier than Islam was. There was no multiple shots. It was one move, sweep, taking them down. So I think people need to respect my wrestling and my grappling a bit more because it's honestly my bread and butter. It's just I like to fight. I like to throw hands.
Absolutely. Do you take some extra pride in being well-rounded with your grappling and your striking kind of on a similar level?
Exactly, yeah, because like I tell people, I'm trying to be a world champion. So if the person's better me there, I got to be able to beat them where they're not good at. And that starts with making sure everything equally as good and not one above the other.
What makes the lightweight division so great is there's so many solid grapplers pretty much from top to bottom. Where do you feel like your grappling stands in terms of the rest of the division?
Um, People sleep on my grappling because I've been submitted before, but when I was submitted, I had a torn labrum and my arm went out of socket and I couldn't even move my arm, but I still showed up to fight. Like I say, man, I needed money at the time, and if I signed a line and if I need it, I'm gonna show out there and I'm gonna still try to perform.
Then,
Um,
oh no, go ahead.
so so people think my submission is good because I've been submitted before, but I'm telling you guys, I can grapple next level, and if I'm 100%, I can tap anyone out, and they're not tapping me out. I guarantee that.
I gotcha, man. And in terms of looking towards what's next, you mentioned Paddy Pimblett, which we'll get to in a second. But do you feel like it's time for you to start getting that big jump up in competition and facing a veteran like Jim Miller, Bobby Green, a couple guys that you've mentioned?
Yeah, I think it's time for me to get a veteran. They saw how I did against Drew Dober, so they know I am ready for that now, and they see me picking my shots, and I think I showed my growth, and I think I'm one or two fights from being ranked. I got every skill set to hang with anyone in the top 15.
And you mentioned Jim Miller and Bobby Green. What specifically about those two guys? Obviously, they've been around the sport for a long time and two legends of the sport. What excites you about those matchups?
Just because their fight IQ and the way they always keep evolving, like they show what true martial arts is it's all about staying consistent and learning as you're getting older, and they continue to learn, and that's why I want to share a cage with them, because they don't be talking crap to people. They're really about just going out there and putting on a show, and I want exciting fights, and those make sense to me.
And obviously want exciting fights, but do you also see those kinds of matchups as an opportunity for you to learn more about yourself and your style and all that?
Exactly. It allows me to dig deep and actually just utilize my cage time and be ready for the harder battles.
And then the big name that you called out during your Octagon interview was Paddy Pimblett. Obviously, there's a lot of buzz with him right now in the UFC. What have you made of his last few performances? And do you feel like that's a fight that it may come to fruition once the two of you guys get into the rankings, or do you feel like it could come sooner rather than later?
I know it's not going to happen until we're probably ranked. It's better at a business standpoint, but I do want it bad. I think it's just an exciting fight that people will never forget.
And what have you made of his last few performances?
I thought he did decent. I'll give him one thing: the kid knows how to finish a fight. Like, so, people can say, "Oh, hasn't started good," but like they say sometimes, it's not how you start, and it's how you finish. And the kid knows how to finish a fight. I'll give him that. But all around, it's not a good idea to have a bad start with me, because it could be a early night.
And then switching gears a little bit here, when are we going to get you away from the Apex, man? When are we going to get you back on those pay-per-view cards?
Then Sean Shelby, man, the crowd deserves my energy. I promise it's gonna be worth it every time you put it on pay-per-view. I promise to put on the show, and like I said, this is gonna be a career that people are gonna be able to remember for a long time.
Because I believe your UFC debut against Frivola, did that come on a pay-per-view card, if I remember correctly? Wasn't that 263?
Yes, sir. Izzy versus Vittori too.
Mm-hmm. What has the experience been like competing in the Apex with little fans in attendance? I guess, do you mind it? Are you totally against it? What has that whole experience been like?
It don't matter to me. I kind of like the Apex a little bit better because the cage small, so people can't really run too much from me, and I can cut them off better. In that cage, it makes them really have to fight, and that plays into my hand every time.
Couple more questions for me. Once again, I really do appreciate the time. I know you got a lot going on in your life right now, man. You always look like you have a blast when it comes to fighting. So I guess my question for you is how important is it for you to have fun in the cage and out of the cage and just enjoy the entire experience?
Because I can't take things for granted. That's because people die every day. So I just want to make sure I'm enjoying every step of this journey, because like this is something that people never get to experience. So I just want to soak it all in and just be humble to be here and thank God for it. And every time it's a miracle, man, because I could have been dead.
Yeah. Do you feel like that because of the trials and tribulations that you went through? I remember last time we talked about your history with drugs and all that. Do you feel like those moments have kind of given you a better appreciation for the spot that you're in?
Yeah, exactly. And just knowing what I've gone through, because I've been at the lows of lows and I've been at the highs of highs. And Yeah, like I said, it's just a forever just like learning experience for me out here, man. And now I'm able to set myself up for life. So it just it brings me to almost tears every time because like now I'll be able to handle having a kid. I can not stress and still know that everything's gonna be all right.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear it. And a couple more questions. I want to ask about your post fight routine. Do you prefer to take a few days off? Obviously, I know you got a lot going on with your new baby boy and all that, but are you planning on taking a few days off and relaxing a little bit, or are you getting right back into the training as soon as you can?
I'm taking a week off and then we're right back to it, going hard.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear it. And last question for me: what can fans expect from me for the rest of the year? What do you feel like is the dream matchup at the dream time?
Um, I want to fight either October on Charles Oliveira card, maybe Brad Riddell, or Jim Miller or Bobby Green in November at Madison Square Garden.
That's awesome,
So,
man. Any last message to the fans?
um, just remember to never give up on your dreams, man, and during their darkest places, there's always some light. So just remember to keep pushing forward.
I love to hear it, man. Well, Terrance, it's always great chatting with you. Congrats again on the new addition to your family, and I'm sure we'll chat again soon, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Stay blessed. Have a great day.